Now then, people, good morning and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well on Wednesday, the 12th of June. How's things going in your households? I hope that they are going well. I feel. I very feel. Hope you're all doing well. Please smash a like on the video. Thank you to everyone that watched the video with Ben Jacobs last night. I know a lot of you were live. It's been picked up by a lot of aggregator sites this morning. Your boys making moves, you know. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, mad to find out this morning that that Phil here is going to be on to pastures new. You could sort of see it coming with the amount of different stuff, and then Nancy was brought forward and she was covering solely Leeds, but not even solely Leeds, more so the Championship. Maybe there's an issue with the Athletic and they're needing to spread their journos around a little bit more than just have one per club as it used to be. I don't know, but yeah, big up to Phil. Great work. I've had the luxury of meeting him on a couple of occasions, and he's a top guy as well. Dan Savage says, seeing Joe on my birthday does not get better. True that. Listen, you've got to be prepared. You've got to be ready, because like from Friday, you're going to be seeing a hell of a lot of me. So I want you all there along for the ride. Of course, the Euros kick off, the Festival of Football. We're going to do a Euros preview tonight, myself and Andrea, going through each of the individual groups and all that sort of stuff. Ryan says, gutted about Phil, must be the Wayman era. I don't know about that. I know ITKs, unfortunately, boss. But I can just regurgitate the news. You know, I've got you covered in that respect. Don't worry about it. Morning, Adam. What time does the first Euro match start? Well, it's on Friday at 8 o'clock. It is, of course, Scotland versus Germany. And then we're locked in. Like Saturday, you've got 3 games. Sunday, you've got 3 games. I think Monday, there might be 1 or 2. Yeah, we're going to be there. Anyway, listen, welcome back to the channel, as is always the case. Today, we're going to be diving into the latest scouting news from Leeds United, okay? Focusing on potential right-back from South Africa and a winger that we touched on briefly yesterday that seems to have gathered up a little bit of pace, of course. It is Sohaib Androuchi that we'll be chatting about. So, yeah, I've spoken to Locks a couple of times about the guy as well, and Locks is like... Lockie. See, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Lockie's been frothing at the mouth at the potential of signing Sohaib. So we'll get into that as well. Of course, we know Leeds United are in need of strengthening their squad. We've not had any exits yet, but we know they will happen. We definitely need to improve in defensive areas from a playing perspective. There's no road on yet. We need a new right-back so we can release Gray into midfield. Obviously, Ben Jacobs sort of gave us the news yesterday that Gray will probably stay this year, which I think all of us were sort of come around to the idea anyway. And we're going to need improvements in the attacking departments, goes without saying. And of course, we need, I guess the challenge is for Leeds United to find players who can make an immediate impact. We can't have, we don't have time really. This time around, we need to get people, fit, ready, raring to go from game one. Because I demand, as a Leeds United fan, from game 1 to 46, we're front and centre. Okay, we might not be first, second, third, whatever, but we need to be up there. So what we're going to be doing in today's video, folks, is taking a closer look at the South African right-back who's been catching the eye of Leeds United scouts and apparently in other clubs in England. And then we'll also discuss Sohaib, the exciting 3.5 million winger who could bring some much-needed flair to the team when, of course, Somerville and Nonto do exit. So let's get straight into that. We'll start, of course, with the right-back. Mudau, I assume is how his name is pronounced, plays for Bafana. Bafana, the South African national team, has made 11 appearances for them, and apparently we want to sign him from the South African champions, Sundowns. Mudau, is that how I'm pronouncing it? Mudau? Is that how I pronounce it, folks? Is that the best way to go about it? I struggle with my pronunciation, I can't lie to you, but I did get Sohaib right yesterday. Sohaib Dreuch. And it's Kuliso Mudau? Kuliso Mudau. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, that's what we're going with for now. Should we check it like we did yesterday? We'll check it on how to pronounce Kuliso Mudau. Give me 1 second. And we'll check it live, man. How to pronounce. Not Sohaib. We've done that one. 1 second, folks, and I'm gonna find it live. See how close I was. Kuliso, Khul, Liso, Mudau. There we are. There's already one there. How to pronounce? Let's have a listen and see what it says.
Kuliso Mudau.
Oh wow! Listen.
Kuliso Mudau.
There you go. Wayman was on the nose. Kuliso Mudau. There we go. Hemro, South African man, I believe. Kuliso Mudau. I'm there. I was there, man. I'm getting good at this, man. I'm telling you. First we got Sohaib. We got Sohaib Driouch. And now I've got Kuliso Mudau. Bang on the nose, man. This is what you come for. Some could say that was almost perfect. Big up to you, Jack. Thank you for the love, brother. So Kuliso Mudau, who is a right back that plays for South African champions Sundowns. He spent 4 seasons there, and he's now considered one of the best right backs in his country, or one of the best defenders, but certainly the best right back in his country, and has attracted a lot of interest from Leeds United. Of course, Leeds United in South Africa go way back. You know, we go way back. We're talking Lucas Radebe, the Chief, remember, the Kaiser Chiefs. Nicknamed the Sailor, Mudau is known for his explosiveness and skill down the right side, contributing both to attacks and maintaining defensive discipline. He's made 11 appearances for the South African national team, Bafana, scoring 1 goal during that time as well. And he recently helped South Africa secure 3rd place in the 2023 African Cup of Nations. He is versatile as well, because not only can he play right back, he can also play, and Phil Masinga as well, Tim, you're right. He's versatile, as not only can he play right back, he can occasionally pop up in midfield areas, okay? And he's certainly caught the attention of a lot of football enthusiasts. Hemro says he's a quality player, will just take time to adapt, but that is natural. Yeah, agreed. He has some of the key aspects of his game, so he has speed, he has agility. Mudau's explosive pace allows him to cover ground quickly, both in attack and defence. He can burst forward to join the attack and recover defensively when needed. As a right back as well, Mudau actively participates in offensive plays. He delivers accurate crosses into the box, creating goal-scoring opportunities for his team, and he has an ability to overlap with wingers and provide width, which is crucial, which we've seen this season from our left-back in Junior Firpo, not so much from the right-back, and maybe that's why there is a specific look at Mudau. As I said, versatile, because can play in midfield as well as right-back, so can add depth to any team. We have quite a few of them right players that can play in a number of positions, and it ain't a harm, because look at how Ampadu just slotted in at centre-back. Imagine had we have not had Ampadu and the ability to put him at centre-back, I would argue Cooper over the course of 10 games, we probably wouldn't have finished 3rd. So, yeah, and I love Cooper, by the way. And he's known specifically for his work rate as well. Mudau covers a lot of ground during matches, and he tirelessly contributes to both ends of the pitch, which is good. So, overall, his playing style combines speed, skill, and versatility, and it makes him, an asset for the Sundowns and, of course, the South African Nationals side. Now, sources state that Leeds United have made an inquiry to land the right back from Sundowns, and it's also said Leeds scouts have gone out to South Africa to watch him on a number of different occasions. And his agent's also been asked about the links, and specifically been asked about Leeds United. Steve Kapolushnik, that's what we'll go with, is his agent. He kept his cards close to his chest, though, and says there has been interest in him, but that's all I'm going to say at this point. One thing to note, though, he's getting on. He's close to his 30th birthday, I believe. Definitely in his late 20s. He has less than 200 professional appearances, and he's never played in European football. So whether or not he's the answer, I'm not too sure. But it's clear that Leeds United hold an interest. How do you feel, folks, about going for a player in that age range, if you like, because for me, it's clear the club need experience. Yeah, it's 29-year-old, folks. I'm seeing a few reports here from some of the African YouTubers, can just see here, about the links to Europe. So, yeah, it's obviously been broke over there as well, currently at Sundowns, as I mentioned. How do you feel, folks? Is 29 okay? Like, for me, Yeah, Matt, this is where my head's at. Could do a job for a season. Realistically, what you're going to have to pay. I don't think it'll be a lot. I will have a look just on Transfermarkt just to get his valuation, just to see what it's saying. Market value 1.4 million. You know, and that's in euros. You could be paying less than $1 million for him. I think what was key as well when we think about what was said by Ben Jacobs yesterday about Leeds United potentially looking at players sub 5 million, just due to financial constraints, etc., not wanting to break the bank, obviously towing the line when it comes to FFP and stuff, which you know we're gonna have to do. We're not skint by any stretch of the imagination, but obviously we're not going to be able to spend massive amounts of cash. So yeah, we are going to be joined a little bit later on as well by my man Locks, because I want to get Locks' opinion on the links. I don't know if you've seen that Leicester City have open talks with Graham Potter. I think it's a great move for him. So I just wanted to have a chat with Locks, because you like when me and Locks can have a chat. It's a good dynamic, yeah? Yeah, just seen this, Marcus. Firpo played in the 10 for Dominican this morning. Do you know, just on Firpo as well, we need to have a conversation about Junior. The club need to have a conversation. What's going to happen? Because he's in the last year of his deal, so you need to sell him now, or you're going to have to give him a new deal. Or he leaves on a free. What do we do with Junior Firpo? Because ideally, for me, you keep him. And you have Byram and Shackleton as backup, because we don't want to have to go and buy another position. Because we definitely need a right back. That's for sure. You know, and that's why we're looking at players like Kulisa and Mudau. We've also been linked to Alfie Gilchrist. It looks like Alfie Gilchrist has got links or legs. And let's not forget as well, do we even put Alfie Gilchrist as a right back? Because predominantly throughout his career, he has played centre back. He's been likened to John Terry. He's captained Chelsea youth setup from young age when he joined all the way up to the Premier League 2 side. He's captained that. And we know, regardless of what you think of Chelsea, their youth setup is naughty. Like, they have some top players coming through that football club. So he's captained that. But he's done all that at centre-back. Now, of course, he was never... Look, we've discussed this many times. I mentioned this with Archie last season when I was getting battered for him playing right-back. It is very rare that young players come in and play their natural position. It's very rare. It takes time for them to be able to adjust. And are you going to throw someone like Alfie Gilchrist in at Chelsea at centre-back? Probably not. So they play him at right-back. And he only really played there. He probably wouldn't have got minutes because he only really played there because they had injuries to Reece James, who's perennially injured. And, of course, then Malo Gusto had a few suspensions, few injuries and knocks here and there. So that's why he gets game time. But predominantly, he's a centre-back. So, Ryan, this could have legs. If you're looking at Kulisa Mudau, and it's clear we're looking at options, is Alfie Gilchrist being brought in to be your centre-back? Maybe. And I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind that. Look, I enjoyed Joe Rodon this season. I thought he was phenomenal. Best centre-back in the Championship, or at least in the top 3. Right? But he's very replaceable. Is that wild? I think, like I'm going to say, so Ben White wasn't easily replaceable. Whereas Joe Rodon is. There is a lot of Joe Rodons around. I don't mean that to be disrespectful in any stretch of the imagination, because I love Joe Rodon. But, yeah, so I think, so Ben White, for example, he was different. He was different. I know he's ended up playing at right back, but is it any wonder when you've got like Saliba and Gabriel ahead of you? But at centre back for Leeds United, he was different. But you can go get different Rodons. For me, anyway, that's just the way I see it. I think Ben White was just a level above, like on the ball, technically, buff, amazing. Yeah. It's time to anoint a new king, Carlos. A joke, of course. Someone just said there about Square. Yeah. Do you mean like don't play him at centre back, or do you mean like play him at centre back because that's his natural position coming through? Doesn't necessarily mean that will be isn't, because look, I think like if we think about, say, Jamie Carragher, for example, when Jamie Carragher was coming up through youth set up in England and stuff, he was a midfielder, right? He ended up being a right back and a centre back. You know, he was played centre back for a while. I think he made his debut in midfield. Then he plays right back. Then he played centre back, and you know, so I think a lot of fullbacks end up being right wingers, and then they get pulled back, right? You know, or started off. So we don't know. Maybe right back will be his future, but it's just quite interesting because I think we will get Gilchrist. So if we are looking at other options. And look, if I'm being honest, sometimes you can look at reports, this is just my opinion, and go, yeah, no chance. We're just being used here. I've never, in all the time that I've been doing this, seen Leeds United be used in a deal for a player in South Africa. Does that make sense? So I think this has got legs, especially with his agent speaking on it. Not specifically on Leeds, but saying there's interest. This is not normal. Like, we're used to Leeds United being linked to players in Italy that we have no real chance of signing because it's Leeds United, it's a club. You had the Radrizzani links at the time, and it were like we were linked to every man and his dog in Italy at once upon a time. But they do that in Italy, Italian journalism, and I think it's very similar to some of the English journalism, like your Football Insiders, etc. You know? But I've never seen us randomly linked to a player in South Africa. Do you know what I mean? So this is why I think this has more to it than... Because genuinely, sometimes I can come on here and be like, right, we'll talk about it, but I don't really believe in this shit. But this one, because of the randomness nature of it, it feels like it has. And it's the fact that reports are suggesting that Leeds United have actually gone out to scout this guy in South Africa. Kuliso Mudau is his name. The Chief 2.0, is that what you're telling me? Maybe Charlie. This is the thing. I think South Africans all have a working knowledge of Leeds United, those that follow football. Right? So Leeds would be considered a big club. Like Hemro can tell us. Obviously, a lot of time has passed since the Chief. But Hemro's a South African. Joe, please tell them to come take Luke Bartman also. Spurs got relegated, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to him. I wish I had that kind of pull, bro. But yeah, if you talk to me, like, Leeds United are still a big club just due to Radaby, right? So Andy Marshall rubbishes it. Kulis Mudau, yeah, he's only played like just over 200 games in... And he's 29, yeah, I hear it, 8 goals, 6 assists, yada, yada, yada. I hear it. Rightfully, there should be a bit of scepticism just because of his age and the fact that he's never played in Europe. But this deal, if on the table, will be cheap as chips. His wage will be cheap as chips. And does he come in and give us 1 or 2 years, potentially, you know? Plays for the South African national side. They came third in the African Cup of Nations. The African Cup of Nations doesn't get the exposure it deserves at times. I think some of the teams that come through are just insane, as we've seen at the World Cup with Morocco, for example. You know, with Hakimi and co. So I think sometimes it doesn't get the exposure as, say, the Euros or even the Copa America at times. So yeah, I think to be in a side that's finished third is no mean feat. Big up to Cal Berry with the super sticker. I don't think that has any bearing, bro. Leeds fan, I don't think that has any bearing whatsoever. I'll ask you to go check that out, mate. You can tell us his FIFA ratings and that. That's auto tactics. That. Yeah, look, Luke B says, these types of signings can end up being gems in the Championship. We have to trust the new recruitment is doing their research, not Auto just throwing money around now. Yeah, it's a good point. And just while we're talking on Auto, let's move on to the second player now. Obviously, Ben Jacobs did touch on this yesterday when we were chatting about Leeds United. And, you know, Locks asked me a question to put to Ben in, like, terms of where will Leeds United be looking for in terms of recruitment, because, you know, Lockie's noticed there's been a switch to certain parts of Europe, Germany, Holland, etc. And Ben Jacobs did say that Sohaib Driouchi is one that we're linked, and the reason I mentioned Orta is because Sevilla are apparently linked in Sohaib as well. Now, when Lockie's seen this, he's already sent me a couple of clips. Bit of a demon when it comes to dribbling ability and stuff like that. And I've seen some clips, and he looks a baller for sure. Now on Sohaib, he's a young winger. He's already had 60 appearances under his belt in the top flight of Dutch football. Now, he played for Excelsior. Excelsior have been relegated. He got 6 goals and 6 assists in 26 appearances for them. Best individual season of his career, so he's in hot form right now. Now, of course, because he's been relegated, he's been getting a lot of interest. We know Somerville, Nantes, they're probably going to move on, right? Now, Sohaib Driouchi plays primarily as a left winger. He's cutting in on his stronger right foot, but can also play on the other flank as well. He's been capped on 9 occasions by the Morocco's under-23 side. We were just touching on how good that Morocco side is. And based on the amount of interest alone in him, he clearly has a lot of potential because a lot of scouts and a lot of clubs are looking at this guy. Now, he's very talented, possesses several key strengths that contribute to his effectiveness on the pitch. Now, one of them being his dribbling prowess, okay? Driouchi is a dribbler extraordinaire, close ball control, quick changes of direction, leaving opponents bewildered. If you look at some of the clips that Lockie sent over, they get tangled up. So, I think as well, he's among, certain percentiles, top percentiles for most dribbles across Europe. Burst of acceleration as well. I love players, potentially, that have that burst, like a Dorco. I'm not comparing him whatsoever, but those that can just change direction at the drop of a hat and speed burst away from a player. That changing of speed is such a difficult skill because that's what really twists up the, your fullbacks, etc. It's like, oh, he's slowing down and I'm going to slow down, then bam, he's gone, So he's got that burst of acceleration and impressive sprint speed. So can, get in behind and break away from defenders and create goal-scoring opportunities. Intelligently finds pockets of space, making well-timed runs into the box, which can help us with the breaking down a low block. And his off-the-ball movement keeps defenders guessing. Although primarily a left winger, he can also operate on the right and has adaptability, which adds flexibility to, to Leeds United's attack, to any attack that he plays in. So definitely one to keep an eye on, even if he doesn't come to Leeds United. Sohaib Driouchi could be one for the future, not just at Leeds, but just one to keep an eye on. Obviously, we'll be wanting to move now, having been relegated from the Eredivisie with Excelsior. I believe PSV are interested. I believe Sevilla are interested. Say what you want about Orta. Sometimes he does know a baller. We've still got some of them at our club. Nantes, Somerville, Melier for a period of time, Rafinha, etc. Obviously, he did sign duds as well, but definitely one to watch is Sohaib Driouchi. And of course, it was mentioned yesterday by Ben that Leeds are definitely looking at him as an option and are looking at players sub 3-5 million, around about that amount. So I tell you what, I'm going to put a poll in the chat. What should we put? I better. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. Let's talk to my good friend Lox. Lox is here now. Let's talk to Lox and Leicester City. Let's get some Premier League perspective now. Let's welcome in my brother Lox. Premier League Lox. How you doing, mate?
Can you hear me real right, first of all?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
All good, man. All good.
Right. I'm going to say something to you now, right? For the last few weeks, it's been very, very fun watching Leicester being in the mud. Although you're a Premier League club, you've been in the mud. You have, in my opinion, from an outsider's perspective, you have been in the mud. And then today I've seen you credibly linked to Graham Potter. How are you feeling about that?
First of all, we ain't in the mud, right? And I'll tell you why. If you're going off us losing our manager, again, I've said this to you so many times, mate. We were told for months that he's the worst thing since.
Yeah, but it's still funny. Like it's like I'm not.
It's Chelsea in the mud, then, not us. You know what I mean? If we're
I think Chelsea are in the mud. Yeah.
Second of all, well, look, Graham Potter, mate. I don't think Graham Potter is the best option to keep us in the Premier League. I think
he did well at Brighton though in the early stages.
He's going to be in a scrap, mate. He's going to be in a scrap. And let's be honest, I know he was he was dealt a bad hand at Chelsea. He didn't handle the pressure very well. He didn't, right?
But Chelsea isn't the same as Leicester.
I'm not on about that. I'm on about the pressure, because there's going to be pressure, right? If you're sat at the bottom of the Premier League table with minus 12 points.
Do you think that's what it'll be?
I think it'll be between 10 and 15. However, I've seen I saw a Leeds fan on TikTok talking about it, saying that we're only going to get 2, and I'm like, mate, you're off your rocker, mate. You know what I mean? So
I think it'll be more than that, won't it?
But yeah, I think Graham Potter is the most forward-thinking, exciting, youngish manager that is out there. Other than maybe my preferred choice was Carlos Corberán. That's the one I wanted. Apparently there's a problem with compensation and stuff. They want more than we can pay it, because we've just got 14 million from Chelsea, but they're asking it's quite a lot of compensation for a championship manager, basically. And then the other options out there were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which I personally would have been
howling.
all right with.
No, you wouldn't have been, man. Why?
Well, what do you mean, why?
Why would you be okay with him?
What's wrong with him?
He's shit.
How is he shit? What Manchester United second in the league twice, yeah? Look at Ten Hag. He's done a much better job, isn't he?
What did he do with Cardiff City?
Cardiff City, mate, exactly. You know what I mean? Cardiff City. They were in the mud as well, because they just changed the kit to red. They sacked Malky Mackay and they brought him in. It's like, what's he gonna do?
What did he do with Cardiff City? He took them down, right? What has he done?
When did he come in? How long before the season did he have?
We're like mouldy and that. Listen, there's a reason why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has not got a job, bro.
He'll get one soon. He'll get one. Okay. He might go England, mate. You
know he might come Leeds. You never know. He might come Leeds if Farke.
I'm not saying Ole over Potter. I'm saying I would have taken Ole, right, over Steve fucking Cooper. But no, look, Graham Potter is clearly an exciting choice, because we tried to get Graham Potter when Rodgers was sacked, and rightly so. Fair enough. He said absolutely no. 7 games left, you're going to go down. And then we tried to get him when in the summer, and he said no, he didn't want to manage a championship club. And now we're going for him a third time. The board clearly want him. They've wanted him for ages. People talk about David Moyes, which I understand in terms of trying to stay up in the division. But in my eyes, since we appointed Claude Puel back in 2017, 2018, there's been a clear approach from Leicester, the hierarchy. They want they don't want Brexit ball, they don't want Nigel Pearson ball, or even, Dean Smith ball. We only had him for 5-6 games. They want a forward-thinking manager, and, they've clearly wanted Potter for a long time, and now they're going for him again. I am surprised that, I don't know, mate, the tweet from Fabrizio, I'm reading it, and I'm like, it doesn't really make much sense what he's actually saying. Do you get what I'm saying? If you actually read it.
What's he saying? Let's have a look again.
It seems a bit... It seems a classic Fabrizio Romano.
Leicester have made contact. Oh, do you reckon? Yeah, well, it was broke before him, weren't it? I think, did someone else break it before him, and he's just...
Well, the Telegraph
that was it, Telegraph, yeah.
Well, yesterday, but yeah, it's not... The tweet isn't clear whether he actually wants to come, if you get me. He just says, Cooper's appreciated by Leicester, but well, yeah, we know that for 2 years.
But it says they made contact with him, though.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it never got this far last year, for example. It was always like Potter says no, you know what I mean? Like Potter doesn't give it. But then, I'm convinced he wants the England job. I'm convinced.
Do you think Potter would have expected more job offers by now, and now he's willing to have a chat with you because there hasn't been a lot of job offers?
I mean, Brighton clearly just didn't want to go in that direction, because I think a lot of Brighton fans, they don't want him back.
No, they don't. Do they?
And who else was there? Who else? What other clubs? I mean, I ain't surprised Man United don't want. Man United didn't make that. I think Man United want Gareth Southgate next summer. That's what I think.
Do you think
they can't do it this summer because it will be too late in the year, in the wind, in the summer to get him in. I don't know what other job he could have got. I think the England job is the only one, and maybe maybe Corberán, maybe Potter is thinking, I can't risk that, because if Potter could wait right for the England job, and he might not get it. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I think Eddie Howe might want the England job as well at some point. So I think it's too much of a risk. I think he's taking a job. But then on the flip side, mate, I think it's a massive risk coming to Leicester.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, do you think it's not really...
Well,
It's
if
not
he
really...
stays jobless, right? If he stays jobless, his last job was Chelsea. He got sacked. That's not a big... There's no shame in getting sacked by Chelsea because it happens to everyone. Whereas if he goes to Leicester, even with the points deduction, gets relegated, then that's hard to come back. There's no, then you have to work your way back up again with maybe a Brighton, right? That level club. Whereas now he could probably get a Man United job if they were interested in him. But if he gets relegated with Leicester, he's suddenly a Championship manager. He either gets sacked by Leicester or he stays or he decides to leave. Where does he go from there? I don't know. But I agree with what people are saying. Leicester isn't an exciting job. It's not it's not an attractive job only because of the points deduction. I think if you take the points deduction out of it, Leicester is still an attractive club to some managers in terms of
course.
The training ground and where we've been and what the ambitions are of the board. It is just the points deduction that is the problem.
What are your ambitions, bro, this season? Like, what's happening with players? Do you think you can keep hold of Dewsbury Hall? Will Ndidi sign a new deal? This is what I was having a dig at you. We have digs on Twitter. It's fun. But when you mention, well, Ndidi's out of contract, but I'd be saying, well, why isn't Ndidi signing a new deal, though? Because you're back in the Premier League. And listen, he's a good fucking player, Locks. He is. He's man. Don't. No, he's not shite, man.
Yes,
Give
he
over.
is shite.
Okay.
Mate, he's shite. He's shite. He's a number 6, right? He's a number 6.
Yeah.
And in the first couple of years that we had him, he was gravy. He was so good. I think he was top of the Europe top 5 leagues for like interceptions, tackles, all of that. But the last 3 years, mate, he's been pony. He's been horrific. You've lost me.
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, you still got me. You're frozen.
It was me. It was me. I'd banged my computer and it knocked my connection off. Sorry, go on. You were saying on Ndidi, mate.
Yeah, you might want to... Your camera's frozen, by the way, mate.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to drop out and drop back in. I'll leave it in your hands, mate. Tell us about Ndidi.
Yeah, he dropped off a cliff, basically. He dropped off a cliff. He was one of the best DMs in the Premier League, and then he dropped off a cliff. And last season, he wasn't playing as a DM. He wasn't playing as a 6. He was playing as an 8 or a 10, so which is wild. But I wouldn't be bothered if he leaves. I wouldn't be bothered if Wilfred Ndidi leaves the club. I think he will sign. I do think he'll sign. But we're offering them reduced wage cuts. We've offered Vardy. Vardy signed a new contract on a reduced wage. So has Yannick Vestergaard. Ndidi will probably too. That's probably why he's debating it. Should I take a cut or should I go somewhere else? So his best mate Ian Atcho as well has left. So that might change things. But yeah, I'm not too bothered, mate. I wouldn't be too bothered. There you go, mate. I wouldn't be too bothered if he leaves, basically, is what I'm saying. I think he will sign. But I don't. But I wouldn't be bothered.
Where was he linked again?
Everton. Big upgrade, mate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they might move on and Anna, someone like that for big money, and then bring in Ndidi on a free man.
Yeah. Your other question in terms of Dewsbury Hall, I hope we sell him. I hope we sell Dewsbury Hall, and the reason for that is because it allows us to do other bits and bobs. I think if we sell Dewsbury Hall, we don't make any other sales. No permanent players will sell. The only other players that will go would be Ndidi, for example, who are out of contract.
Are you worried about anyone else going? Do you think there's no one will come for them, right? No one's coming for...
The only one I worry for is Ricardo Pereira for maybe like a club abroad, maybe a Portuguese club or a Saudi club, something like that. But if Saudi come calling, you're making P anyway. You're making a lot of money there anyway, regardless. If Saudi come, take him, you know what I mean? But Hermanson, maybe. I thought maybe Enzo Maresca might look at Hermanson again, but from what I've been reading there,
he's happy with Sanchez, isn't he?
Yeah, they're comfortable with that. We've got Abdul Fattah coming in on a permanent deal as well in the next week or so, in the next couple of weeks.
How do you think
that's good news?
How do you think Fatawu and Mavididi will do in the Prem? Genuinely,
I think Fatawu will be very good. I think Fatawu will succeed. I think Mavididi. The problem with Mavididi is his attitude. Is when a decision goes against him, his head drops and he's kind of like he just loses all composure and he kind of loses motivation. So I think that's the problem with Mavididi. I think he's definitely got the quality. We know this. You know this, right? He's got the quality to play in the Premier League. It's just the inconsistencies. And sorry, mate, it's the same with Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall goes missing in a lot of games. Absolutely, he was our best player last season. Over the course of the year, the numbers, the goals, the assists, just the overall play for the team, the contributions he made. But he goes missing. He goes missing in games, and I've seen him in the Premier League, right? I've not seen Mavididi in the Premier League, but I've seen Dewsbury Hall. And Dewsbury Hall, albeit played further back. And, we've got to remember now that Enzo Maresca has left the club. These players will not be playing in those roles they were last year, right? So, and Ndidi is a 6 again. He's not a 10 or an 8. Yeah. Dewsbury Hall is now an 8 or, maybe even a 6. He played 6 and 8 for Leicester in the Premier League. He's no longer a 10. He might be a 10.
It depends on the manager, doesn't it? Yeah.
I can't see it, mate. I think so. I don't think Dewsbury Hall could play that role in the Premier League, mate. I don't think he could. Definitely not in Ndidi. So
now, I've seen you tweet me saying we're definitely getting relegated. I can't remember. I think that was Steve Cooper links, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Where's your head at now, bro?
I still don't think Graham Potter. I've got all these managers on my mind, mate. Graham Potter, David Moyes, Steve Cooper, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Becky and Jesse Marsh, mate. I don't think Graham Potter is the best man to keep us up with the points deduction. I think David Moyes is. However, I understand that the club are probably, they'll never admit this. Of course they won't. But I think the club are probably expecting to get relegated with the points deduction.
Really?
If they are expecting over 10 points, I think they're expecting to get relegated. And maybe those talks would happen with the manager. Maybe, I don't know if they would actually, because if you're the director of football or the chairman going into interview with Graham Potter, you wouldn't say, would you stay with us if we get relegated? Because then that kind of shows that you're defeated. But I just think we'll get relegated. I do. Because if the points deductions are over 10 points, I do. But I also think Leeds aren't going up either. So that's fine.
Oh, here we go. Go on then. Tell me why.
No, I actually don't. I think you'll bottle it.
Who's going up instead of us? Go on then. Who's going up instead of us?
I think it will be Burnley. I think Burnley will go up.
What, with Frank Lampard? Get in the bin.
I think Burnley will go up.
Get in the bin.
I don't think Blades will, but I think Burnley will.
Okay. Who else?
I think Coventry are going to go up.
Okay. Instead of Leeds.
They're the two. I'm not saying they're the top two. I'm not saying they're the top two.
You're full of shit, bro. You're full of shit.
I think
How are Leeds not going? Come on, man. We're favourites.
How were Leeds not going up last year? You know what I mean? Come on.
Because we had Leicester. You had Leicester.
You had Leicester and Southampton, who didn't even finish in the top 2. Southampton didn't finish in the top 2.
Yeah, and we had Ipswich. Come on, bro. Well, there was 3 teams over 90 points and 1 on 87. Like now, come on, like we will
right.
go.
Right.
Honestly, mate, no one's challenged. I think from game 1 right to 46 will be front and centre. And do you remember that BS points record you mentioned? Do you remember it? That you didn't get. I won't make that claim, but we'll get closer to it.
You broke a points record this year, though, didn't you? Highest points to not get promoted or something like that. So no, you didn't break that one.
Nah, Sunderland, mate.
Listen, I think you'll. I think that's it now for Leeds for a few years, mate. I think you're down there for a while now.
He's trying to get clicks, folks. Don't bite.
You had your chance. You had your chance to stay up, mate.
Do you know what's going to be so funny though, Locks? Right? Let's just hypothetically, if you do get relegated and we get promoted, imagine the receipts, bro.
What receipts though? What receipts?
I predict a riot.
But there's no receipts.
There is, because
what receipts are you talking about? Because we're already there. You're not there. You know what I mean?
But Next season, that won't be the case. I think you might stay up, mate. I'm not making that
But then
claim.
we've
You've
got
made that claim.
receipts because all the well, you get promoted and you're talking about Leeds United when you're promoted.
But this
and
is
then
true.
You'll be doing the same thing.
You're
right?
Leeds United's biggest fan, like outside of
doing the
actual
same thing.
Leeds United fans. Did you hear the story about me in the airport with the Leicester fan?
No.
Okay, so I'm in the airport, right, coming back. I'm getting a cheese and ham toast. He paid fucking £14 for two, by the way. £7 each. Insane for a cheese and ham toaster. Anyway, I'm sat there, and then this guy comes over and he goes, "Are you on YouTube?" I said, "Yeah." And he went, "Just Joe, innit?" I said, "Yeah." And he went, "I'm a Leicester fan," because I was flying into East Midlands Airport. He went, "Honestly, mate," he says, "I love your stuff. Like, I find myself now going, who are Leeds buying? What are you doing?" I said, "I watch it more than our content. Our content's pish." And I was like, "You're just like Locks." That's what I said to him. "You're like Locks." I thought it was you in disguise, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Look, it's all fun and games. The thing is, right, I don't mind Leeds fans, the majority. I just find you a very, very hypocritical bunch. Very.
Right, good. Come on, then.
Well, because you guys are always obsessed with someone. You're always obsessed with Frank Lampard or
right. So
Hold on,
okay.
no. Let me say
Yeah,
what
go
I'm
on.
gonna say, right?
Go
You're
on, go on.
either obsessed with Frank Lampard, or you're obsessed with Thomas Frank, or you're obsessed with Jesse Marsh, or you're obsessed with or you're obsessed with whoever, right? Whoever it is. But then Enzo Maresca earlier in the year when they said, "Oh, it's a huge game for them." You're always obsessed with someone, but then when the roles are reversed, you're like, "Wow, you're obsessed. It shows how big of a club we are. You're all crying and you get promoted and you're talking about Leeds United and blah blah blah." And it's like, come on, you'll do the exact same roles reversed.
Yeah, okay. So let's say, for example, Claude Puel. Do you like Claude Puel?
I right now I have no.
No, but for the first few seasons, how did you feel about him?
What, when he was manager of Leicester?
No, when he left and that, like when. Are you saying because you didn't like him, right?
I didn't like him when he was manager, but when he left,
yeah.
I think
And then when
the point you're trying to make is probably best said with like Ben Chilwell. I hate Ben Chilwell.
Okay,
with a passion.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
I remember, and look, right? Look how he celebrated when he thought he'd scored in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
final,
and he didn't.
And then he didn't,
Yeah.
right? Even I enjoyed that, bro. So you can't stand that lad. Same with Frank Lampard. Let's not forget the shots Frank Lampard took at Leeds United when he was manager. So that's always going to be there. That's not being obsessed. That's you did me wrong. So I'm going to enjoy. Now, Thomas Frank, during the time when we were rivals, now I love Thomas Frank because we're no longer rivals. During a period of time when we were rivals, I couldn't stand the guy. Now I look at him and go,
how are you rivals with Chelsea? How are you rivals with Chelsea? You're not.
What you want about Chelsea for?
No, because like you hate. No, I'm on about like Lampard, for example.
Oh right,
you
okay,
still hate Lampard,
right? So
you're not
we do actually have a rivalry with Chelsea that dates back to the FA Cup back in the 70s. We do, right?
Yeah.
There is an actual rivalry there, first and foremost.
Okay.
You ask Chelsea fans that, right? Do some Google, do some research. It's their Locks, right? There is actually a rivalry between the two football clubs. The reason we have a rivalry more so with Frank Lampard is because he took shots at Bielsa when he didn't need to. His Derby County team beat us, and they took a shit in our changing room.
That's well funny. So,
right, okay. So that's why that rivalry still stands.
All right,
that's
so
why that rivalry.
What's the difference, right, when Ampadu, after the Leicester game, made shots towards Enzo Maresca, right?
There is no difference, right? But wait, right? But wait. When Leeds United lost in the playoff final, and the two players, right? The two players that said one said we were the best in the league with Gio Rutter, right? One said, easy game, wasn't it? Now let me just have a look at your Twitter. Shall I just have a look at your Twitter for one second? Don't say anything, right? Let's just have a look. Let's just have a look at your Twitter and see what your pinned tweet is, and probably your most interacted tweet ever. Let me just have a look.
It's not
right,
okay.
Let's just have a look. Let's see Lox's pinned tweet. Oh my God, it's about Ampadu and Rutter. Why is it about Ampadu and Rutter? Because they took shots at you. So therefore you're obsessed about them then.
So that's
You're
my
obsessed.
No, but that's my point. So I'm getting called
Look,
obsessed
he's
for
there.
that.
He's there.
No,
He actually
what
tweeted about him.
No. What aren't you understanding? What aren't you
No,
understanding here,
you-
Billy? What aren't
Because
you
you're saying
understanding?
I'm obsessed about something,
Exactly.
but you the same.
Exactly. No, exactly. But you're the one coming for me to start with.
I'm
That's
not
the
coming
thing,
for
Joe.
you.
No. Leeds fans come for me saying, "Why are you obsessed?" So my response is, "Why are you obsessed with fucking Frank Lampard?" That's the point I'm trying to make here. You've got a whole bloody hate thread on Jesse Marsh, mate. I mean,
Yeah,
get over
because
it. Get over
no,
it. Get over
I
it.
will not get over it
Oh,
ever.
you hate the US national team
I
fans.
don't.
Well, guess what?
Big up Brendan
Yeah.
Aronson.
What's
I
your
don't.
profile picture? Yeah, exactly. mate.
Brendan
Come on.
Aronson.
This is what I'm trying to say, right? I don't care if you have an obsession with Frank Lampard until you come for me about my obsession with Ethan Ampadu, right? So don't come for me with my obsession when you lads are also obsessed. This is where it started when I said you're hypocritical. That's what Leeds fans have.
See,
a lot
I'm
of
not.
people
I
are.
get it. It's part of the game. I seen your tweet and I was like, the
Your
little
point.
wanker. But I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
interact with it. I thought I'm not giving him the time of day. I didn't interact with it. Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
Leonardo, what? I don't get it. I don't get what's what about Ranieri? I don't get it. We like Ranieri. We just sacked him like you sacked Bielsa because he was taking you down and Ranieri was taking us down. I don't
Do you
see
think
that.
he'd have took you down, Ranieri?
Yeah, of course he was. We were like 12 games away from getting relegated. We were bottom of the. We were in the relegation zone, like less
We
than
wouldn't
a
have
year
gone
after we were. You would have. Jesse Marsh
would
kept
have
you up,
gone.
mate. You need to thank Jesse
Don't you
Marsh.
dare.
You should be on your. You should be on your knees, Brett. Our Lord and Savior, Jesse Marsh.
Get him in the bin. Never. Listen, I'm doing hate-alongs.
you
When Copa America starts.
Yeah.
I want Canada in the mud. So I don't know. Is there a rivalry between Canada and USA? Can I ask? I don't know. You might not.
I think
know,
it's
but
more USA and Mexico, isn't it? I think they're the.
Is that it? Do they not? Oh right, okay. I thought it might be like
Maybe I
you
don't know.
Scotland and England. Even though we love Scotland, I don't mind Scotland. I hope they beat Germany, but Dale says I made the mistake of buying interlocks. Never again. Yeah, don't, mate. Don't. It's just a pointless. All you
This
need
is
to
it,
do,
man.
right? All you need to do is like put a tweet out to him and then just don't respond and let him go mad at himself because he gets angry and argues with himself.
I don't. I only do that with you. I do that with you, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Adam, please be nice, mate. There's no need. Let's not take personal shots. We're having a bit of fun, man. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is all it is. It's just a bit of fun, like.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean, I think
It's
people
all-
take it over the line sometimes.
Yeah, mate. The thing is, mate. The amount I reckon I've got a bigger percentage of people who interact with me on Twitter. Majority of them are Leeds fans, actually.
Of course, you follow all the Leeds fans.
But what I like to do is I like to reel them in nicely, right? So I reel them in, and I'm like, oh, I think Leeds are going to win the playoffs. I think they're definitely getting promoted. Somerville's so good. And then once they're all nice to me, I drop a bombshell. like that pinned tweet. And
here's a shout for you, right? Just on the Burnley stuff, because I know I'm mocking Frank Lampard, but Liam Rosenior obviously would be a great shout, and it's just been reported now by Reluctant Nico. I forgot what's it, Alan Nixon, that he's pulled out of the race to be the Sunderland manager, which makes you think that he could be on his way to Burnley. I do think if Burnley get Rosenior, they could be one to watch for sure. Because he's a good
we're
manager.
linked with him at some point as well, mate. I mean,
he's a good manager.
With every name under the sun. He is, and I think the jury's still out for me, mate. I think the fact he was nominated for Manager of the Year was crazy, in my opinion. I think Hull had a really good squad. Don't you think Hull's squad was better than West Brom's and better than Norwich's? In my opinion,
yeah, I think. Look, with the money that they spent in January, I get it. I think they didn't have a recognised striker. If Liam Delap wouldn't have got injured, I think they might have got in there. But you are right; they spent a lot of money. They brought in Fabio Carvalho, Tyler Morton. Like, if you look at some of the loans,
Liam Delap,
yeah. So they probably should have done better. But I still think he's a good manager. I still think it was a wild decision to sack him.
I'd love to know how many times that's happened though. A manager nominated for Manager of the Year sacked. Very rare, if any. You know what I mean? So Yeah.
Can I get you to try and be real with me now? Unless you were being real.
About you not
Do
going
you-
up. I was being real.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll go up.
Really? You
I
so
think
where
you
do
just
you where do you think we'll finish then?
like in the playoffs. I think you'll get in the playoffs again, and you'll bottle it again. Mentality
Really?
midgets, and I'm not even trying to. I'm not trying to jest. I'm being serious. I think you've got a good opportunity of with the sales of maybe Somerville and Nonto, whatever, building like another a team that are capable.
I
mean,
want
your team
Connor
now is
Cody, me.
capable of winning the league. Imagine he won't. He won't go. He might get game time now that Enzo's gone.
I think he will.
By the way, no, Leicester aren't under a transfer embargo. No, that's over. That was over when we transferred our shares.
So you think we'll finish top 6? I don't that wild, man. Is that wild that I think it's wild?
I think it will be close again, but it's just what it's just what I see. I think you've got problems.
He's not right. I can't believe Leeds fans are agreeing with you. Some of them agree with you. I think we'll honestly a failure if we don't win the league this season, Locks. That's how on it I am. Like
the thing is, mate, it's in my eyes. I know you finished on how many points did you finish on? 91?
90.
I know you finished on 90 points, which is crazy, right? But it's like it's not even that you've been hard done to. Like you threw it away. You threw it.
I don't think you can say that.
You did, because you were in a position where if you won every game, you finished above.
Yeah, but we didn't throw it away, bro. We were 17 points behind you. We did
well
if
you
to
lose
even
4-0 to QPR, mate, you've fucking thrown it away. I'm sorry. If you get battered like that, you have thrown it. I just fear for I saw Connor bite as well, by the way.
You're doing that for rage. You're expecting me to rage quit, Andy. You can't honestly believe this. Don't. Go on. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say a couple of weeks ago, I saw Connor bite. I've seen you mention on a few of your videos about me calling Leeds mentality midgets.
No, but I agree. I agreed with you at the
time. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was laughing at Connor. Connor bit was like, well, didn't Leicester bottle the... Well, no, he didn't bottle the league. We won it, didn't we? So I just think that I've seen what some Leeds fans have said. Maybe the shirts, the badge is too heavy for some of the players. But, I just think that will continue. I think, it's weird. I can see you either winning the league or just not going up. Not doing well in the playoffs. And you should have won that playoff final. I think. I know you didn't. I know Southampton were the. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were the better. Southampton were the better team, but you should have beat them. I mean, I've been led to believe you had the best team in the whole of the championship, so you should have had enough to beat Southampton, mate. So, just another dig there about you having the best team in the league, which I was told for 9 months by many fans.
We had the
best team in the league.
Best 11.
No, you didn't, though, did you?
I think we did.
And man for man, you've probably got 3 players over Leicester. Over Leicester. Over Leicester, you had 3 players. You did.
Who? Go on then.
Somerville.
Yeah.
Rutter.
Yeah. Oh, Rutter over who though?
Ndidi.
I'm not so sure on that, mate.
And Rodon. I think Pass. That's it.
Right. Your goalkeeper, yeah. Right.
Ricardo's better than Archie Grace at this stage. Not in the future, but right now he is.
Yeah, he's a better right back. Fair. Centre backs, I would go Rodon. I'd go Fass. I would go Fass. I like Fass.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Left back, Firpo was better. Over the course of the season, he was, bro. You didn't have a settled left back. You had Doyle, you had Justin, you had Switchingham.
I think James Justin's a better left back than Firpo.
But he didn't. Come on, Firpo was better over the course of the season, I think. He got the most open play assists since January. I think over the course of the season, body of work.
Only because Justin shared it. That's the only reason.
And if he was amazing, he wouldn't have shared it, would he?
Yeah.
So let's go Firpo. You've got right back, we've got left back, we've got a centre back each, you've got goalkeeper. Into midfield, yeah? Ampadu's better than Winks.
Not for me, but okay.
He didn't play at centre back though, so I'll give you Winks, right? Okay. In midfield, then I'll agree with Kamara.
I'm saying Dewsbury Hall and Rutter.
Yeah.
I'm saying Dewsbury Hall.
Okay, Dewsbury Hall and Rutter. I'll give you right wing, Nonto or Fatawu.
Fatawu. Fatu and Vardy.
Dan
Somerville.
James was better than Fatu.
No, he wasn't, because Fatu had a slow start. He was.
Yeah, well, that's not my problem. That's
It's
not my
not Fatu's
problem.
either. I'm saying because he didn't play as many games.
So we
at the
had
start.
we had the same best 11 then. Let's go with that.
We didn't. We didn't have the same best 11. For me, it's Somerville. Rutter, Rodon. That's it. That's it for me, mate. So I know we'll disagree, but whatever. But I mean, the league table says otherwise, so we're fine.
We'll see.
But the two games, I suppose.
All I know, next season, you're going to be stressing. And we're going to
I ain't, because I've already accepted it. I've already
what
accepted
we'll do,
relegation.
Mate, we can have a weekly live show, me and you, and it'll be, is it better to just win games in the AFL or get promoted to the promised land and lose?
So why do you want to go up then? Why do you want to get promoted?
100%, bro. No, that's the point. That's the conundrum, though, isn't it? Every fan says this. Is well, at least if we're in the championship, we'll win games. Do you really want to get promoted and then lose? So that's the angle we can take, mate. We can see the difference every week, because I'm smiling because we're winning, and that you're in the mud because you're losing every week.
I ain't bothered, mate, because at the end of the day, Leicester City next season will finish higher than Leeds United have for the 14th season in a row. 14, bro. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, I don't know if you saw the TikTok podcast where there was a Leeds fan saying Somerville's top 10 wingers in the whole world. Did you see that?
Say that again?
There's all these podcasts popping up on TikTok every week. There's a new one. Leeds fan was saying that Somerville is top 10 wingers in the world.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think that's a bit wild.
Yeah. He said he was better than... By the way, the same guy said Anthony Gordon's fifth best winger in the world.
Anthony Gordon's better than Somerville right now.
I'd say so.
100%.
Yeah, someone said that if Somerville was in the Liverpool team now, or last season, Somerville would have ended on 20 Premier League goals in a Liverpool team.
I don't think you can make that claim. I think he'd get game time, but I think 20 is a stretch in the Premier League. A stretch, yeah. Time will tell though, because he's going Premier League, mate. Newcastle, Liverpool, and Chelsea all want him. There's a reason then clubs want him, but I don't think he's in the best in the world.
Well, I'll try to just take a leaf out of your book, and every time your players are linked with someone, I'll just quote you and then put the eye emojis, yeah, because that's what you seem to be freaking doing every day.
Only because only because I know it winds you up, bro.
It only winds me up because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You're doing it
because then you'll tag me in one in Somerville, and I know he's leaving though. I'm not.
But you're tagging me in people I know. Like I know Dewsbury's going to go. I know that indeed.
Yeah, but that's a massive loss to you.
And Somerville's a massive loss for you.
Nah, because I think Leeds United.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not joking, bro. I think we're going to be all right. We're in the Championship. You're in the Premier League.
Well, the players you had weren't enough this year.
Yeah, no, but we'll replace them with...
You lost to a League One team, mate.
Well, the Premier League now, aren't they? So
yeah,
yeah, we'll see.
Yo, Sino, I know, man. It's all fun and games. Chill out, man. It's calm.
Yeah, it's all
We're
good.
joking around. We're joking around. I look forward to a year of pain. Just like you're gonna look forward to a summer of pain when England don't bring it home again. Obviously, you're a massive Gareth Southgate fan. I'm surprised you didn't want Farkas sacked and brought in Southgate instead. Yeah, just like Wales, England are going to win as much this summer as Wales are.
Are you in the Euros?
Did you not hear what I just said?
Are you in the Euros, though?
England are going to win as much this summer.
Are you? When do you play? When do you play in the Euros?
We had a friendly last week against...
No, when do you play in the Euros, though? Which game?
Did you not see it? Did you not see it?
When do you kick off in the Euros?
We don't. In 4 years' time.
So
did you not see it? Did you not see the result?
Get my tournament out of your mouth. You know, like, get my wife's name out of your mouth. I will say to you, get my tournament out of your mouth.
Did you not see the result last week?
No, I didn't. What was
Wales played Gibraltar 0-0.
Okay, I only focus on teams that are in the Euros. That's all you see. So Wales have got some dead ballers anyway.
Are you doing watch-alongs?
100%. I will be there.
All right, so that'll keep you busy for 10 days, and then you can.
No, I'm doing the full Euros, mate. I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what, though, right? for the last few months, I've said England will win it. As it's got closer, I've started to get a little bit nervy, and I actually think there are better teams than us.
Have you watched the overlap, the Rooney one today?
Yes, I did. I didn't watch it. I listened to it on my podcast, and yeah, it's good. It's good. But I think Portugal are very good. Just Roberto Martinez. France will always be good. Germany, let's wait and see what they've got for us. But I think Portugal and France are ahead of us, and then it's England.
I think Portugal are.
I think Portugal, man for man, they're right up there.
I think Germany are better than Portugal.
We'll see.
Right now, with some of the players we've got now, I mean, Florian Wirtz, you bastard.
Yeah.
What a player. But no, I think you'll get knocked out in the quarters, mate. That's how far I think you'll get.
Perfect summer. England win the Euros, Uruguay win Copa America, and then we're back to normal football and Leeds do some sick biz.
And who comes in for Southgate next, mate? To lose another 4
Graham
tournaments.
Potter.
Well, he won't, will he? He'll be at Leicester.
Why? I don't think he will. Because when it's you that have alerted me to what's been said in that tweet and that, it's made me think, yeah, maybe not.
He's rejected us 2 times already, so maybe a third.
Yeah, third time's a charm and all that sort of stuff.
But if we don't get him, we'll end up with Steve Cooper, and I will just like, I mean, I'll pre-record something for you where I'm just saying Leicester's shit and Leicester are getting relegated. No, it's better not true.
No, even I'll be mad for you.
It's not true.
I'd love you to get a Lampard and Terry mashup.
He was assistant, wasn't he? John Terry was assistant last year when Smith came in. Dean Smith and John Terry we had.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, that's not true. It's Graham Potter, Carlos Corberán, Steve Cooper, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I can't remember the other one, but yeah, they're the main ones. So yeah, I know headers. You still got Farker. That's what happens when you're a Premier League club. Your managers get poached. That's what happens. That's what happens. By the way, I am hating the media for their takes on Kieran McKenna. By the way, oh, he's so loyal. Oh, he's sticking out. He was twerking for Chelsea. He was twerking for Chelsea, and they said no. He's only declined. He's only stayed at Brighton, Ipswich, because Brighton were the only ones who wanted him. United didn't want him. United would have got him. He would have gone United if they were interested. He would have gone Chelsea if they chose him. He's only stayed at Ipswich because Brighton are the only ones that wanted him. And it's mad that I'm seeing people like the media. Like I was watching TalkSport. It's like, yeah, Kieran McKenna, he's so loyal. I'm like, frick off. What do you mean loyal? He would have jumped in a heartbeat if he could have, mate. And he's now getting paid. He's like the 10th most paid manager in Europe now, or something. Have you seen that? They've quadrupled his wages or something. McKenna. Yeah,
McKenna. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
He'll jump. He'll jump as soon as another club comes in for him. He'll jump.
What do you make to Man United re-signing or giving Ten Hag a new contract, man?
They should have got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back, mate. I think.
I think it's a wild decision, personally.
He won the FA Cup and finished.
Yeah, but
8th.
This sounds mad, right? But keeping a manager who's had such a terrible season, when you consider stats, right? You have to check the underlying numbers. Are they trending in the right direction, as Jesse would say, right? Away results versus the top 9 in the Premier League. 1 draw against Spurs, the rest they lost. Yeah? Most shots faced, only Luton Town and Sheffield United faced more shots than Manchester United in the Premier League. And they both got relegated.
The thing
expected goals against in the Premier League, they were 19th. 19th for expected goals against. In terms of records, they got 54 points, they're record low. They got the record high defeats. They got the record low goals scored. They got the record high goals conceded. And they faced 618 shots, the record high, right? So all them stats should be taken. Not one game, not a one-off game against Manchester City. Because if he'd have lost that, he'd have definitely been sacked. So the only reason they're keeping is because he in a one-off game. Let's also trail back to their route to the FA Cup. They beat Coventry. They beat Shrewsbury. There weren't no huge games in there. So like for me, I think it's amazing, but I think it's so bad, and I don't understand the Man United fans that are happy about this. I don't. Yeah.
I think it's the right thing just because it gives them time to actually get a better manager than what's out there right now. Because the options out there now are awful, to be honest with you. I could never see Poch go in that soon after Chelsea. You've got Kieran McKenna. You've got who else have you even got? You tell me the managers that are out there. Graham Potter.
Deserby.
Gary Neville reckons they want Southgate. He knows something clearly. Neville reckons they want Southgate. And Neville said on the overlap or on Stick to Football 3-4 weeks ago that he thinks they'll stick with Ten Hag because they can't get Southgate this summer. Because if they do get Southgate this summer, they're going to have to wait till after the Euros. That's a lot of time. So yeah, I think it's the right decision just purely based on that. In a year's time, there will be better options out there for them to get. That's why I think it'll be a better option.
We shall see.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, mate.
Yeah, we've clocked up an hour anyway, so we will bring it to an end. Listen, folks, before I do, though, remember, this video before Locks came in and hijacked it. To wrap up, basically, we've seen how Leeds United is actively looking to improve their squad with the addition of the South African right-back and 3.5 million winger, Sohaib Andriucci from Excelsior. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Look, Donna's here. Look, Donna's saying, you have annoyed me. Don't let him trigger you, Donna. Do not.
Keep giving me the interactions.
If you have enjoyed this video, though, make sure you hit the like button, folks, and subscribe for any future content. I'll be doing a Euros preview tonight with Andrea. I'd have asked Locks along, but unfortunately Wales didn't make it. But yeah, leave a comment sharing your thoughts on the scouting choices at Leeds United, and of course throwing mud at Locks if you want.
It's all right, mate. I can do Euro chat, can't I? Because I mean, apparently you can do Premier League, so that means I can do Euro.
Right, folks, we'll see you in a bit. Let him have the last laugh. We will have the last laugh in 46 games time. Trust me. Bye.